Hey guys, in this video we're going to be going over a lower body stretch routine. So we're going to be opening up the hips, stretching the hamstrings, stretching the quads. Most of this is quite accessible, so it should be beginner friendly. I'd recommend doing this routine maybe 3 times a week. So let's get straight into it.
Okay guys, first of all we're going to take a seat on our mat. We're going to place our feet on the floor, legs at a 45-degree angle. The bend in our knee should be 90 degrees. Once we've got our position, we're going to then roll our legs over to the left, touching our knees to the floor. Double check your bend is 90 degrees and then come over to the right. We're going to go through this a few times. This is a light mobility drill for the hips. You may feel a slight stretch. Primarily it's just get them warmed up and moving. Let's go for 8 more rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th, using your right arm, push your torso upright, lean towards your knee, getting your chest as close as possible and keeping your back flat. Remember to breathe slowly and deeply. You want to be relaxed and calm while stretching for the best results. Okay, let's sit up and rotate to the other side. Doing exactly the same on the left side. Support your torso with your left arm. Bring your chest to your knee, keeping your back flat. If you feel particularly tight in any of these positions, feel free to pause the video, do additional reps, or just hold it for a little bit longer. Let's come out of that stretch and then do a few more rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming out of that position, we're going to kneel, knees together. We're going to tuck our toes under our feet and then sit back onto our heels. Rock back and forth, get comfortable, and then lean back to put additional weight onto the calf and ankles. This is great for ankle flexion and mobility. Just a few more seconds, and then next up we'll go into a hip flexor stretch. Okay, coming out of it, you're going to put your right leg back, go into a lunge position with your left foot forward. Place your hands on your knee, push off your front knee, keeping your back flat. Try and drop into it as much as possible. You should feel quite a strong stretch in your right hip flexor. We're now going to push back off of our left leg onto our right knee and straighten our left leg. Lean forward, touching as low on your leg as possible. If you find this one painful, just bring your hands further up your leg to take the tension off. Every stretch should be intense, but never painful. Okay, let's move forward back into the hip flexor stretch. and do the same, ensuring we push off of our knee, dipping as low as we can into the stretch. Once again, rock backwards for the hamstring stretch. Put your hands as low down on your leg as possible, keeping your leg straight. Now switch legs. Bring your right leg forward. We're going to do the hip flexor stretch on the right side. Remember, push off your knee, dip down into it. Have your left leg as far back as possible, keeping your back straight. This particular stretch is great if you often sit for long periods of time. Okay, let's rock back onto our back knee, straighten our front leg, and lean forward. Let's quickly alternate between this hip flexor stretch, push into it, hold for a few seconds, and then rock back into the hamstring stretch. We're now going to work on the adductors. So, coming down onto our knees, we're going to spread our knees as far apart as possible. Down onto your elbows. If you need to, use your thumb to push your leg a little bit further out. If you can, we're going to up the intensity. We're going to come up onto our hands, straighten our arms, go into this very slowly, but we're going to rock our hips back, and then come forward, and then back again. Keep pulsing through this position. And remember, it should be intense, but not painful. We're going to stick with this stretch for quite some time. So remember, breathe deeply and relax. In a few seconds, we're going to be using a technique called PNF. And what I want you to do is squeeze the floor in between your knees for 5 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take your thumb and push your knees slightly further out. Even if it's just a centimetre, you should be able to go slightly deeper into this stretch. Now, supporting yourself with your hands, slowly walk your knees in and come out of the stretch. We're now going to stretch the quads, so come down onto your knees and spread them hip width apart. And then with your torso you're leaning back, supporting your weight with your arms straight. This is the easiest version of the quad stretch. If the intensity is not there, you can squeeze your glutes, pushing your hips forward and getting more out of it. If this position isn't quite intense enough, we can then come down onto our elbows, or further still, onto our back. Your back will likely be slightly arched in this position, especially if you've got tight hip flexors. So after this, we'll stretch the back out. Five more seconds. and then lift yourself up using your elbows. Okay, we're going to come up onto all fours, and then we're going to push our back out, rounding it as much as possible, and then concaving it once again. At the top, we're focusing on spreading our shoulder blades around our back, and at the bottom, we're focusing on curving the back down as much as possible. Run through these several times to really stretch that back out. Take a big deep breath in when curving upwards, and exhale at the bottom. Let's round our back 3 more times. 1, bring it down and exhale, push up, 2, down and exhale, finally 3. Okay, sitting down, we're going to put our feet together. We're going to grab our feet, allowing us to pull our torso forward. This is great for hip mobility. At the same time, we're going to put our elbows into our knees, pushing our knees downward. Pulse through this, pulling your chest towards your feet. And relax. Breathe deeply and slowly. This is the final stretch. Stay here for as long as you like. Thank you for watching. I hope you found some value in this, and see you next time.